Today I am going to explain the topic parallel plate capacitor. We have already studied about capacitance of a capacitor, capacitance of a conductor, the general formula of capacitance, that is C equals to Q by V. So what is parallel plate capacitor and how does it work? I am trying to show some animated on try to understand about this. There are two conducting plates. They are connected with a battery. You can observe flow of charge through the circuit, due to which the capacitor gets electrically charged. When they are disconnected, even then charges are present on the plates. Formula of capacity or capacitance is equal to dielectric permittivity into area of each plate divided by distance between the plates. Another working, how does a capacitor works? I am showing it. What is parallel plate capacitor? This is a system of two insulating metal plates having equal and opposite charge density with a small distance between them. How does a parallel plate capacitor store charge? What is its principle of working? Now we'll see its principle. I have taken two plates, plates P and plate P dash. Let us consider an insulating plate, metal plate P. Some charge is given to it till maximum potential is achieved by it. Now we cannot store more charge. If you supply more charge, there is a chance of leakage of the charge from it. Another insulating metal plate P dash is kept near the plate P. A negative charge is produced on the face closer to P. On this face, which is closer to this, negative charges are induced, and on the face opposite to it, positive charges are induced. Here I have written the induced negative charge lowers down the potential at point P, whereas the induced positive charge increases the potential at plate P. Negative charges which are induced on this plate will decrease the potential of this plate, whereas positive charges which are induced on the opposite face of this plate will tend to increase the potential of this plate. Since this is earthed, so positive charges move towards the earth, or we can say that negative charge stored in the earth neutralizes the positive charge on this face of the plate. So this plate has influence of only the negative induced charges on this face, which lowers down the potential. So to maintain the same potential, which is maximum, we need to supply more amount of charge. Hence we can say that capacitance of a conductor can be increased by bringing another uncharged and earthed conductor near it. When we place an uncharged and earthed conductor near a charged conductor, its capacitance increases. This is the principle of working of the capacitor. Now, expression for its capacitance. I have taken two parallel plates of charge density sigma and minus sigma. Q charge is supplied to this plate and same charge is coming out of the second plate. Small d is the distance between the plates. A is area of each plate. I have mentioned here, let the two plates are kept parallel to each other, separated by a distance d, and cross section area of each plate is A. Q charge supplied, V. This is very important term. V is not the potential difference across the capacitor. This is potential of the capacitor or potential difference between the plates of the capacitor. Electric field by a single thin plate. We have already studied in the previous topic. Electric field at a point due to an infinite sheet of charge is given by E equals to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Total electric field between the plates. There are two plates. So between any point, at a point between the plates, there will be two fields, one due to each plate. So net field between the plates is sigma by 2 epsilon naught plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught, or E equals to sigma by epsilon naught, where epsilon naught is absolute permittivity of the medium between the plates. We know that sigma is equal to Q by A, charge per unit surface area. So it gives E equals to Q by A epsilon naught. Potential difference between the plates is V equals to E into D. From the relationship between E and V, electric field and electric potential, we know that electric field is equal to potential gradient, and from that formula, V equals to ED, or V equals to E equals to Q by A epsilon naught into D. Therefore, capacitance C equals to Q by V. When we find Q by V from this, we get C equals to A epsilon naught by D. It shows that this expression shows that capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor depends upon three factors. This is directly proportional to A, where A is area of each plate. This is inversely proportional to D, distance between the plates, and permittivity of the medium between the plates. What type of medium we have taken between the plates. Its permittivity is epsilon. So this is the final formula of capacitance of parallel plate capacitor. Now we will derive the formula of energy stored in a capacitor. Energy stored in the capacitor is electrostatic potential energy. Here we will derive the formula of electrostatic potential energy. You can go through this figure. This figure shows two plates. This is connected with positive terminal. This is connected with negative terminal. The energy stored in a capacitor is nothing but the electric potential energy and is related to voltage and charge on the capacitor. If the capacitance of a conductor is C, then it is initially uncharged and it acquires a potential difference V when connected to a battery B. Q is the charge on the plate at that time. Then Q equals to CB. This is the charge on the plate. Q equals to C into B. We know this formula. The work done is equal to the product of potential and charge from the definition of electric potential at a point is the work done per unit charge. V equals to W by Q. So W equals to V into Q. If the battery delivers a small amount of charge, dQ, at a constant potential V, then the work done is given by dW equals to V into dQ. For storing charge Q, this is the formula. This is for a small amount of charge dQ, dW equals to V into dQ. V equals to Q by C. So I have put the value of V here. So this is Q by C into D. Therefore, work done to store charge from 0 to Q, total work done, W equals to integration of this. And when we integrate this, we get Q square by 2C. And this work done to supply charge by the source is stored as electrostatic potential energy in the capacitor, and which is given by U equals to Q square by 2C. When we put here Q equals to CB, then we get U equals to C square V square by 2C, which is equal to half CV square. Half CV square. The energy stored in the capacitor is given by half CV square. Now we put V equals to Q by C in this formula. We will get third form of equation. U equals to half QB. So there are three forms of equations of electrostatic potential energy. First is U equals to Q square by 2C. Second is U equals to half CV square. And third is U equals to half Q into V. U is directly proportional to Q squared when C is constant, and U is inversely proportional to C when Q is constant. From this formula, U is directly proportional to C when V is constant, and U is directly proportional to V squared when C is constant. According to this formula, U is directly proportional to Q when V is constant, and when Q is constant, then U is directly proportional to V. I am taking one example, how to find electrostatic potential energy. One question I have given here in the example. If the capacitance of a capacitor is 50 farad charged to a potential of 100 volt, calculate energy stored in it. Formula is U equals to half CV square, the CV square. Now we substitute the values. C equals to 50 farad and V equals to 100 farad. We get 250 into 10 power 4 joules. Where is capacitor used? Capacitor is used for different purposes. First is to correct abnormal heart rhythm. Second is in audio equipments, uninterruptible power supplies, camera flashes, pulsed loads such as magnetic coils and lasers, and in superconductor also. Superconductors are capable of storing a large amount of energy and can offer new technological possibilities. The many applications I have mentioned here. This is used to correct abnormal heart rhythm with the help of a defibrillator. Second, in audio equipments, uninterruptible power supplies, camera flashes, pulsed loads such as magnetic coils and lasers uses the energy stored in the capacitor. Superconductors are capable of storing a large amount of energy and can offer new technological possibilities. And the last topic is expression for energy density. Energy density of a parallel plate capacitor is the electrostatic energy stored in the capacitor per unit volume. This is represented by small u. This is equals to capital U divided by volume of the capacitor. U equals to half CV square divided by volume of the capacitor is area of each plate into distance between the plates. And when we put the value of C, that is A epsilon naught by D, and V equals to ED in this expression, we get an energy density equal to half epsilon naught E square. So today we have derived three expressions: capacitance of parallel plate capacitor with air as a medium between the plates. Second, electrostatic potential energy stored in the capacitor. Third, energy density. I am again showing you a circuit diagram of